All right, Becky, thank you again for the session. Just want to summarize what we talked about again, just for you. So if you have any questions about anything we talked about, feel free to ask. We talked a lot about club face today. As we kind of showed up, actually we talked about, just our backswing structure in general and the relationship between those two things. But you felt like, and I think rightly so, that swing had gotten really kind of flat behind you in baseball-y. And I think we were having problems making contact, which makes sense. We have the club way too far behind us. We're coming in really shallow, hard to consistently smash the ground in that same spot. So we went for, I think, what felt to you like a good blend of the things that we did to improve your swing in the past. So we do need to still make sure we're getting good depth behind us. But for you, I know you like to extend your left arm and feel like it gets behind you. I told you Justin Thomas was like a really good image for that. He's got great high hands, but still gets enough depth here. But what we noticed was that club face was getting overly closed for you. So we talked about the couple mechanisms that we can use to close and manage the club face. Your forearm, I think, and wrist, the combination of those two things turned out to be the most effective ones for you to manage it. Remember, showed you a video earlier, right on the way back, you were kind of rolling your forearms in this way with that face really shut, right? So we kind of reminded you, hey, just the relationship between these things, keep it a little bit more open this way. Using our wrists and forearms to kind of orient the face. And as we got to the top, for you, rather than this sort of condition, I think that's pretty good at least, where it's really flat to the sky, right? We want to have a little bit of angle to it, closer to that kind of 45-degree angle there. When you did that, we saw the difference in height, particularly on those 7-irons, right? We were able to keep the ball up in the air and still let it fly a long way. And also you felt like it was less herky-jerky, right? You didn't need to do as much manipulating and flipping of the face. I think we discovered that both your contact problems, that like standing up issue that you were experiencing, probably was related to that club face getting overly closed, because your body kind of experienced and felt, man, I don't think I can hit a good shot from here. What can I do? If I stand up, I can probably hang on to that and not over flip it left. So even when we got your body and club face in a more neutral position, then as we came down into impact, you still once in a while were standing up, but it got better as we went along. Then we did go to the driver. Important to keep in mind, the driver may feel a little bit different. We may need to do less of this work to keep that club face open. I think probably it's the length, but if I'm being truthful, I don't 100% know. But it certainly was different for you. When you put both the hybrid and the driver in your hand, club face was much more open than it was with your shorter clubs. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. And you can do that on your own. That's the nice thing is you'll see if you start hitting high right shots as you did a little bit with your driver, you went, man, yeah, I just got to close it a little bit more. And then you experience that, got that face closed a little more and hit your good straight shots that you're more used to. So I think this was productive. I think we really did identify that club face as being a really big issue for you. I do think also the other thing that we talked about, that ball position over the long term, you've always had it kind of more forward off that front toe. I think our bodies generally want to return to kind of the center of our mass, which tends to be more in our belly button. I think we may long term want to look at that, but we can talk about that another time. So, all right, thanks again, Becky. Appreciate it. Work on it. Let me know how it goes.